Hello, welcome back to the final episode of the Torquay United series. There's going to be much more next year. As I mentioned, I'm going to be doing it as a joint career, hopefully, with my mate. And we're going to do a Torquay Nova one. If not, I will just do another one. And I've learned, it was my first proper year I've done like an FM, and I found more interesting ways to do it, I believe. Anyway, we'll see how that all goes. Where were we last time? We were in the Premier League, as you can see. I think this is our second or third season in the Premier League, and we were 6th place at the moment, which is really good. We're predicted bottom, as you can see, but it's been a good season. We got promoted to Championship, stayed up narrowly last season. Well, stayed up, I think we come 17th, but we're safe for like last 4 games. And this year, this young team, I think I left you, we're just going to go for results and kind of see where I got to, because I've played the next few seasons. We did start really well, we fell off a bit during this time. Still got a really good young team playing that 4-3-3. Dropped down to 6th place now, as I'm still just drastically trying to kind of cling on to Europe more than anything. As we went into the last few games, but as you can see, kind of still playing with like the same sort of players. I'm quite stubborn that Penna's done alright, Piera's done really well. Garcia's he's fallen off a little bit. He's got 13 goals in 18 games though. That's a brilliant return. However, by the time it reached the 30th game, the form had gone. We lost 8-2 at Man City, and we had dropped out of Europe. I mean, 7th can still get me Europe. As you can see, I mean, Haaland, can you actually just find a hobby? You're 31 now, and you scored 30 in 29. So that really annoyed me, and the confidence started to go. Maybe playing a high line against Man City wasn't the best idea. By the end of the season, we truly collapsed and would go on to finish in 9th position. As you can see, the results just weren't amazing near the end of the season. However, not all was lost. It's like 6-1 defeat at Leicester at the end of the season, because next season, got into Europe, became 6th place. Pretty similar team. I'm not spending loads of money as you would expect. It's a nice young team. We've got Stevie Morris in from let's see, we got him from Man City, and just kind of getting young players that aren't doing amazingly well. It's just like homegrown regen, so I can just not fill my team up just because I just like getting foreign wonder kids, but after a while I start to worry about the homegrown quota. So still kind of having that core. Alex Bell been with me for a lot of years now. Had this guy in on loan from Man City, helped me at the end of the season. This guy's been really good for me. 7.75 million. Still got Mohamed Ibrahim, or signed from. Just you saw me. I'm still getting like your homegrown players. This guy's going to be really good. 4.6 million. Really kind of just getting. I basically go into and find all the wonder kids, sign them, loan them out. Got Enzo, who was a decent first season for me. 11 goals, got for 12 million after he didn't really play for Man City. Garcia I kind of fell out of love with, sadly. He was a bit of a one-season wonder. He did win his first one, to be fair, as well, but he didn't go as well. I got Adam Flint back, and that didn't really work out. He did the right first season. Legends, who was on loan in those 2 championship seasons, if you remember. Scott Hawley still there, but he wanted to leave. So after a great time, the legend who come through the youth academy at the club, he's gone. He has gone. That was sad. But as you can see, just getting kind of these sort of players in, just very good regens really. Just wouldn't really expect much different. We came 6th place. Look at the results. We had a really poor start to the season as well. Really poor. We ended last season poorly, and it just carried on terribly. But it's just 1-0 at Everton where it all changed. I went a little bit more solid with the defensive line, I think, but we started picking up results just like this. Just had a really good December, and we always got battered by bigger teams, but the second half of the season we were absolutely superb, really, as you can see. And we got Europe on the last day of the season, beating Newcastle to come 6th place. Absolutely brilliant. So that was season 10. However, next season, Europa League was going well, but it was just terrible. Season 11, I thought it was Newcastle going to win their first league, but 15th place. It was literally like Nepenthe. I was like, I've come 6th, Evie top 3, Leeds top 3, 15th. Just disaster, really. As you can see, we qualified for the Europa League. Got through there. Got the Europa League last season. And then, it's a new thing, isn't it? We came second in the group, went really well. But just the results were just, every small team, every big team was battering us. And then after Europe, like we'd lose home to Wolves. It was just a kind of your first season in Europe disaster. I mean, look at this. It was proper bad. Like we're lucky to be picking up results here and there. We didn't have a big threat of relegation. We were massively from it, but we slipped down to 15th. And the team was just struggling. Like Panel was unhappy. I was going between Setford, who I'd signed in the transfer window last season, 1.8 million. Similar players, really. I got Felipe, who was really good for me, sort of regen for 14.5 million from Brazil. This guy was still here after a few decent seasons for me. I got Mexican Dave up front. I signed him, did okay. Wasn't a legend or anything. I did struggle for goals. I got this regen in the January of this one just gone. Enzo, all my strikers are okay. They weren't doing amazingly. I signed this guy I was really happy with in January, and he'd end up being the flop of the save. I'm not great with wingers, I won't lie, and this guy was just one of them. This guy didn't play too much, but he's still developing at a decent rate. He was a holding midfielder at the start, but I ended up playing centre back due to his good stats. It did improve though. It did improve. And when it say it did improve, it means because I went from 15th to 13th. And no, not just because of that. It's because I won the Europa League. Look at this. I beat Alves after just getting through some really tough games. I beat Marseille. It was unbelievable. I beat Alves 2-0 in the final. Goals from this wonder kid who I just signed on loan this season and had like a future fee. I'd activated like an optional fee. Look how good he's going to be, Moibo. And then Enzo, who hasn't had the most inconsistent season at times, but he scored 11 goals, come on really good in the second half of the season. And we won 2-0. So despite a very poor kind of league season, we won the Europa League, which meant we would be we've got our first trophy, and B, it would also mean that we would be in the Champions League next season, which is mental. And that's just crazy. It's just despite being so terrible, we won the Europa League. So that was a very successful season, and we'll go from there. The next league season was much, much better though. Around January, we're 5th place in the league. The team's doing really well. I signed Craig Lewis from LA Galaxy, English keeper. He basically come in to be number 2 for another Dutch keeper. I thought was going to be absolutely brilliant. I had a big goalkeeper problem last season, I wanted to sell. In the end, this guy had an offer, so I made my money back on him, and this bloke just became my number 1 keeper. I also got another Brazilian, and he did pretty well. Probably the oldest player signed at like 28 years old. Enzo didn't do as well this season. The legend from last year was under disaster in the league. He did alright in Europe. And Mexican Dave was taken over. But again, goals was kind of the issue. Don't know if I noticed this guy. I brought him a few years ago. He's just been great. He played holding midfielder for basically the rest of the save now. This was a big difference as well. I've signed him a left back who I really rated. I ended up moving to left winger. As you can see, he's a winger as well. And once I signed another left back. I had a few alright ones for my youth as well, which was cool. But yeah, we're doing really well. Season then got even better. By March, we're up to 4th place, and you can see this here. That's because I won the League Cup. I had quite an easy run because I had Wigan in the semi-finals, which was a championship team. I did well get past that. But then in the final, what a day! Beat Liverpool 2-0. Deserved win. Moibo again, big game player. This lad, his first permanent season. I played in Mazzalo of the 4-3-3. Unbelievable player. Can also play left wing as well. Also got to the FA Cup semi-final as well. It's all going great. Not for Leicester, but it's going great for us. Absolutely class. Look at this. Look at this. But there we are. There we have it. That was this season. That's how it was going. And to top off a great season, I came 4th place in the league. My first top 4 finish of the save. And then it could have got so much better. Ben won the League Cup this season, Europa League last season, but look, we lost 2 finals. It was going so well. We knocked out big teams in the Champions League. We beat Man United. This was just unbelievable night. Those late 2 goals by Oscar and Mexican Dave. And go in there, drawing 1-1. but we just fell apart at the end. And then we were literally so lucky to get in the top 4. We lost 1-0. I think we were in by like a goal. And then kind of just the FA Cup we lost. And then like Haaland just needs to get a hobby, I keep saying. But it was just a disaster. My keeper had done so well all season, just had 2 poor games. I don't know if that's just FM being FM. But we lost our Champions League final. Let's get to in the first ever season we got to the Champions League final. So like coming 4th in the league as we go into the final season that you're going to see on this year's FM. Again, hopefully I can do it as a joint one next year with Torquay and Yeovil. Just want to bring a bit more comedy to it. If not, I can do another Torquay one next year, which is going to be even more of a mammoth task to get us through the leagues. Hopefully I'll do a bit more live this year as well. Kind of just depends what I'm doing with other things in life, really. And there we go. So if we go into this, let's see how it went in the 13th season at Torquay. You know what's coming. I won the Champions League. I came 5th, but I won the Champions League. This is what I mean. I beat Bayern Munich in the final. I think I won another League Cup as well. Did I win? I think I won another League Cup. I won a League Cup. I beat Newcastle 1-0, so I won 2 League Cups, Europa League, and being a 4th was the highest to come in the Premier League. I might still keep playing it, but if I'm honest, I got to this point. It was this weird thing. I won the Champions League with Torquay, 3-1 against Bayern Munich, and then I was like, what on earth? I haven't played the save since. I thought, how am I meant to move forward with it now? Like, the new one's coming out. I know I can move it over, but like, this team's just unbelievable now. Like, look at the form. Like, this Oscar is just ridiculous. What an absolute hero he is. I played in an left-back for the final just because of injuries, but this is your Champions League winning team. This guy signed 50 million from. He's got really good potential from Bournemouth. He'll probably be England's right back. Craig Lewis, I've still got him in goal. This guy I've signed for 6-7 million. Again, I'm just getting the really top players now that's going to sort of win the kind of generation over for a long time. And then I might give you an update in the next FM if I keep playing it. But I got him as well. He actually ended up being a useful player. I think he scored got an assist. This was the difference. He faded halfway through the season, then came back. But I signed him from relegated Leicester, and he was absolutely brilliant. He was finally the consistent striker I was after with. Got him as like a backup from Chelsea as well. He didn't do that well, but so I got Ronaldo. Signed him as a sort of DM. He'll do well. I signed this guy from Germany for a lot of money as well as a winger. And yeah, I just kind of had this guy as a number 2 keeper, which is what. So still a lot of homegrown to sort of play with. Aled Rogers still here, absolute class player. And that's where I am. I won the Champions League. It took me 13 seasons to win the Champions League. I didn't win the Premier League. I'm going to leave that to next year's FM with Torquay maybe. And I'm going to try and... I think I need to decide what I want to do. I will do one FIFA series as my priority, either a career mode or goalkeeper career mode. And then like FM when it comes out. And then we'll go from there. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next year.